Welcome back to Chop It Up TV. I'm your host, Uncle Freezy, here to do a short video about something that just dawned on me that your friend and YouTube favorite, Uncle Freezy, may be a 50-year-old dinosaur and not know it. So you're probably asking like, why are you calling yourself a 50-year-old dinosaur? So here's the reason behind it. I think I am strong in my ways. I think I'm set in a certain way, right? Based off of things that were taught to me when I was younger, morals, and basically things like simple things that y'all heard. And don't judge me because y'all family did the same thing too, just in different regions of the country. So, but things like put your best foot forward, dress for success, treat people how you want them, or treat people how you would like them to treat you, right? But here's the thing. In 2020, people don't have that same value system. Like to me, some people give off the impression that they don't care. And it's unfair to say that, especially when, we can't read minds. We don't know what's in people's hearts and all that stuff. But I'll give you an example. So when I was a shorty, when I was young, man, like late 70s, early 80s, something like that, my uncle drove from Detroit, Michigan to South Carolina in a three-piece suit and Stack Hill shoes on. Got out the car, clean as the board of health. The car was clean, boy. Hey, he got out, a three-piece pinstripe suit on and a big old tie, pocket full of money, telling jokes. Man, I just thought that was the flyest thing that you had ever seen in your life, boy. You like, man, that joker is clean. This dude drove from Detroit all the way to South Carolina in a three-piece suit and Stack Hill shoes. See, that was impressive to me. He hadn't seen us in so long that he knew when he got out the car, he wanted us to know that he was clean, that he was successful, right? Even though we talked to him on the phone, long distance. Y'all remember long distance? Ain't that a crime? Ain't that a crime before the law? Long distance. Remember you had to pay for long distance service. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember when you had to call somebody collect? You like, yo, why Uncle Freezy always calling me collect? That boy ain't worth that. Anyway, it's like getting a bag of. But anyway, I feel like I'm Gary get on the rant. It's like getting a bag of potato chips, and you open the bag, and the bag is like 35% full, but you paid that $129. So anyway, back to my uncle. My uncle left from South Carolina, trying to find his way, made his way to Detroit, became, found some success, getting on the job, doing a thing, I don't know whether he loved it or not, but he did it for like 45 years at the same job. So I don't know if he was passionate about the job. I definitely know he had a strong work ethic. So anyway, fast forward to 2020. I'm in a room full of people interviewing for a job, right? I'm not interviewing. I'm saying I'm in that setting, So I look around the room. I look around the room. There's about 10 or 12 people in there, right? No suits on, no polo shirts, no hard bottom shoes, none of that. The girls, the 3 or 4 girls or ladies that were in there, had stuff on their head, different color hair, nails look crazy. And when I say crazy, I mean in a good way. Like somebody spent that $50 to get their nails done, But anyway, I think the one guy had a Air Jordan T-shirt on, and the scene to me just didn't seem as if they cared whether they got a job or not. Because when I rewound, 30 years before that, my first job interview was at a Piggly Wiggly in Rocky Mount, South Carolina. Rocky Mount, North Carolina. I'm sorry. And so I go in. I'm wearing a suit that I bought that I got in the 8th grade, and so by then I was like a 10th grader, and I know I had grown like 3 or 4 inches. But the key to it though is my mom made sure that suit was dry cleaned, and I didn't have a necktie to wear, and all I had was $10. So I go to the Kmart. Kmart was popping back then, boy. I went to a Kmart and got a $8 tie, and it was ugly. So I knew I would only wear it to job interviews, but all I had was $10, and so I spent the money on that tie, and went to the job interview, but I was super professional in the interview because I had parents and family members that worked in that professional setting. So when I would go see them at work, I would see them talk in The Voice. Y'all know what The Voice is? Yeah, The Voice. There's one voice at home, like, scream at everybody's room. Countries all get out, and then they have a telephone call with somebody, somebody they don't know. Maybe it's like the cable company or a bill collector or and it's the other voice, The Voice. Where they sound like, Michelle Obama. Back then, we didn't know who Michelle Obama was back then, but yeah, they use that voice. And you be like, you walk in the room, you like, is that you on the phone? And they get out of here, grown folk, we doing grown folk business. you ain't grown folk business. Hello, yes, I'm back. They're like, boy, you better get out of this room before I bust you in your throat. Yeah, I'm back. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, so y'all know what I'm talking about. But anyways, so I had some training. So I go to the interview, and a dude busts in the office. Where I'm waiting. He's like, Uncle Freezer, you next. And he asked me a whole bunch of questions, and I'm giving like the canned responses. Yes, I'm a very hard worker. Well, tell me a little bit about yourself. I can't tell them that all I want to do is play video games all night and eat snacks. So I have to make up some stuff. I'm like, yeah, one of these days I want to be a lawyer. My goals are to, go to college and get a college degree and, make something of myself. Make my parents and my family proud and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, can you work nights? I'm like, yeah, dog, I have to work nights. I'm in school. So anyway, spend the $8 on the tie, go do the job interview, and nothing happens. Piggly Wiggly doesn't even call me back. And I spent $8 on a tie. And $8, may not sound like a lot to y'all right now. But if you rewind back to 1987, 88, and think about, how much $8 would be to a kid that's like just about to turn 16, and in a single parent home, and so anyway, spend that $8. I'm mad. I got like $2 and some change. I give $1 to my brother. Do I give him $1 or do I buy him something? I can't remember. Either way, by the time I make it home, I'm broke. I get some, look out for my little brother, man. Get him something. I might have bought him something and gave him some change. That's how brothers is supposed to do anyway. But whatever. So fortunately, a better opportunity comes available. I do an interview, wear the same suit and tie, go in, I got my resume, and, they talk to me about certain stuff. They're like, how do you feel about challenges and things? I like challenges. I play video games. This is what I'm thinking in my mind. I like challenges. You're going to challenge me? I don't care. So so I get the job, right? I get the job, and about 3 months into me working, they were like, we picked you because you stood out from the other candidate. They came in here like they didn't even want to work, and you came in here like a businessman, and that's how come you got the job. And then you've been here working, busting it. It just proves to us that you wanted to be here. So it was like that positive reinforcement from putting your best foot forward, right? So fast forward again to get out of that moment, back into the moment that I described earlier about, people interviewing for the job. And you see people, you see girls in there with sleep pants on, like those lounge pants. and slides is how they show up to a job interview. You see the dudes, they show up with jeans with holes in them, and bro game boots and a t-shirt, and and that's how they show up to a job interview. And so I hadn't seen those folks since then, so I'm assuming that they didn't get the job or whatever. But at the same time, you kind of wish, you can give people a chance, but at the same time, you got to show people that you want it. You got to show them something. Give somebody something to wanna give you that chance. So, anyways, I said that so that I can say, am I a dinosaur? Do I believe that you should wear a 3-piece suit, and some hard bottom shoes to every event? No, but at the same time, I came up during the age where I used to see people on film like Sidney Poitier and Billy D. Williams, and a man from Fantasy Island that used to wear the white suit. The suit used to be tailored. That dude used to be clean, boy. What's the dude from Fantasy? Oh, Mr. Rourke, I think his name. Man, even Tattoo was sharp. You know what I'm saying? With suits on and stuff. But the thing about that though is, has that time passed? Has that time passed, or are we really past the put your best foot forward stage? I would like to say no. It's one of those. I'll give you another example. Give you an example, right? So I joined the military. This is like 1990 something, 1990, whatever it is, and I had been in ROTC. I've been in Air Force ROTC and Army ROTC, and because we moved around and whatever, so that's not the point of this story. But so I go to basic training. A lot of stuff going on in the world. Iraq, Bosnia, what else? Bosnia, Somalia. All these things are going on in the world. Everything's on the news. People are going crazy on the news, and I wear my Class A's to a football game. I left, went to basic training and graduated. Oh no! I left, and unfortunately, my grandfather passed away, and so I come home, and my Class A's, and people look at me, and they have a new level of respect for me, because, I'm in the Army doing something with myself, or at least they thought doing something with myself. Have a uniform on, go to his funeral in my Class A's. The only suit that fit me at the time, by the way. I have to do something with my suit game. But so go to the funeral. People are walking past. People are coming up to me and shake my hand, and things of that sort. Like, it's good to see that you're doing something with yourself. And it made me feel good because for a number of reasons. Well, first of all, I had no idea what I wanted to do with myself. So I joined the military to buy some time, basically. I made a lot of excuses for joining the military, but the main thing was to buy some time so that I can find out who I am as a person. It was the main reason. But anyway, people seeing me in that Army uniform reinforced this thing that you should always put your best foot forward. At least that's from the advice that I was given, since I was a youth. Wore the Class A thing to events around, and people would see me in the neighborhood, and it made me feel like I was special, like I was gonna do something, right? I was really just trying to put my best foot forward. Like my mother, we call, like my grandmother, we called her mother. My mom called her mother, my aunt called her mother, so all the kids around her called her mother too. So anyway, so mother would be like, well, I didn't think he was gonna be nothing, but that suit looked clean on it. Thank you, mother. So, but anyways, getting back to the point of this video. So the 50-year-old dinosaur thing is really a challenging topic to me, because a lot of people that will watch this video are not 50 yet, maybe not even 40, right? But you have a support system and a moral backing where you have certain beliefs and that integrity based system that you have, you're going to be steeped in it because it's what you believe is right. Right? Now, what other people believe in your belief system, or how other people view your belief system may be different. Like they may not feel like wearing a suit to church or to a job interview or to formal settings is the way to go. They may feel like just their presence alone is good enough. And if they believe that way, that's what they believe. And that's the shout to the young people. If you believe that's the way it should be, then I don't knock you because you at least participated, right? You at least participated. You actually showed up to the job interview, right? You actually showed up to church or the other formal function, whatever it is. You actually showed up, participated. That's the hard part, because I'll tell you something. That there is a lot of easy ways out. Like I don't know, and this is just for the church going crowd, or maybe for others. But y'all ever notice the best sleep you get during the week is Sunday morning, right before it's time to get up? It's hard to get out of the bed, at least for me. I'm saying it might be for you as well. The best sleep of the whole week is that Sunday morning. Like that Sunday morning sleep. You just sleep peaceful. Like, man, I can sleep till 11:30 if I want to. You get up and go use the bathroom. It's like 7:30. You like, man, should I lay back down, man, or should I just try to stay up so I won't go back to sleep? So anyway, 2 hours later when I get up. See, yeah. Yeah, that's just me now. I'm not telling you to be like Uncle Freezy. What I'm saying is I understand. So anyways, the 50-year-old dinosaur thing I think is real, and I struggle with it because I feel like certain things you shouldn't compromise, certain things you shouldn't waver on, but it's not totally just your belief system. Too, it's technology. Like I saw these two old timers at the store, right? Old timer number one says, "Hey man, where you been? You must have been locked up or something." The other one like, "No man, I ain't been locked up. I don't do that no more." And then old timer number two is, "Man, where you been? You must have hit the number or something." No, he like, "Nah man, I ain't hit no number. I'm still broke." So my man, so the old timer like, let me get your number. Your number still the same? He's like, "No man, I ain't had that number in 20 years. And so a man goes to the truck, gets a notebook. A notebook is like got yellow paper in it, stuff falling out. He picking it up, wind blowing, it's crazy. He get a pencil in his pocket. "So what's your number?" And he write down the number, and the other guy's like, "No, man, not 307. I said 317. And he's like, "Oh, man." Now he tears the paper out, right? Throws it in the trash and start all over. And so I'm laughing. I'm like, look at this here. This is something, And so they finally, finally get the number or whatever. And so fast forward to the place that I work. And I'm not going to name it because they don't sponsor this video, for one. Right. And then for two, I don't want them to tell me what I should say in my free time. So, but anyway, I look and I see these two young people, and my man is serious, boy. And I'm like, "Hey, young blood, what's happening? You over there macking? Boy, you doing me proud." And the girl he with, she starts blushing, man, all over herself. She can't help it. And the dude was like, look at me, like, give me the look, like, "Dog, you embarrassing me." And I'm like, "What, young blood? Do your thing. We ain't doing that. We just looking." The dude was like, hey, so they over here looking at us. I'm going to slide in your DMs later on. And she's like, "Okay, do that." And they just walk off. And I'm like, slide in your DMs later on? Is that how we exchange information now? Am I a dinosaur? Listen. If you understand what I'm saying about sliding in DMs, and if you've done it, then you probably think I'm a dinosaur, right? And if you don't know what slide into DMs mean later on, then you are definitely a dinosaur, right? You don't have to be a 50-year-old dinosaur. You're a dinosaur still the same. You know what I mean? So the thing I mentioned about the dinosaur thing is so we get stuck in our ways, and sometimes technology moves so fast that it tends to pass us by, and we get in this mode where we have to catch up with technology, not because it provides us some type of educational benefit, but because it just makes stuff easier. But I think so we're still dinosaurs just the same. And two, I feel like in relationships, I may be a dinosaur, like a T-Rex type dinosaur. And the reason being is because, and my family members will see this video and they'll be like, oh man, it ain't that, So anyway, I'll tell you the truth though. So I come from a family that did not communicate well, right? Things like, give you an example. So if you were a kid back in the 70s and something important was going on in the family, and you see your aunties and uncles showing up to your house, the ones you see about once a month, but they in your living room, then there's and look, this is so funny. Back in the 70s, people used to smoke everywhere. I swear, our house used to have like a low-lying thing of fog through the house from where Jim used to smoke them Winstons. And other people, everybody smoked. Everybody smoked except probably everybody smoked basically, except for a few people. But they didn't smoke, but they didn't tell other people not to smoke. But anyway, you got your aunties and uncles in there, and they talking about something, and they in there getting all emotional. You see your cool uncle who don't never get upset. He don't never get ruffled. You hear him in there talking loud. You're like, oh man, something going on, right? And so you walk in there as a kid. You're like, hey, everybody, what's going on? So the two things that happen, right? So if you are one, and this is just our family, if you are out of striking distance, somebody might throw something at you, like, stay in a child place, get out of here. Or two, they'll just cut you out with the weirdest sequences of cuss words you ever heard in your life. You're like, I didn't even know these two cuss words went together. M, F, or S. You like, what? I ain't never heard. They don't cuss like that downtown, Daddy. So anyways, what I'm getting at is they didn't communicate well at all. Like, they tell you stay in a child's place till you was about 20, 21 maybe. You had to do something to earn that adult status back then. You had to prove that you had to have kids or something. You had to bought you a car or something, or you had to be in the army or something. But to them, you had to prove that you was an adult. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, they didn't communicate well at all. They didn't, when it came to important matters, they didn't communicate to you, and you basically couldn't go to them with stuff that was important. You would go to them like, Pops, these two dudes in the 8th grade keep pushing me around every day, man. I'm gonna wind up killing somebody, man. Well, go ahead and kill him then. What you waiting on? You should have killed him yesterday. And you think to yourself like, what? Man, I'm a 5th grader. I'm a 5th grader getting bullied by 8th graders, man. What's happening? You ain't gonna go out there and shoot nobody. You ain't gonna pull out that blade you always be talking about. You don't know karate, but you know kareza. You ain't gonna pull that out. So I come from a place where we didn't communicate well at all, and all my family members are today they will deny that fact, right? To the hilt, they'll take it to and not saying that I want somebody but they'll take it to their grave that they didn't communicate well. But for the kids that were there, we know that they didn't communicate well at all. So I take that and overdo it. right? So I take that premise of not communicating well to being clear and direct as possible in every situation, right? And I know I go over the top with it, right? But I'm from this place where, you know, I would rather there be no doubt to how I feel than to have us leave each other and continue to have the same confrontation, not confrontation, but the same conversation numerous times with running the risk of somebody hurting somebody else's feelings. So basically my approach is I would rather rip the Band-Aid off in the first conversation as opposed to like slowly pulling it back over the course of time, running the risk of y'all know what I mean. Y'all see what I'm getting at? Because some of my friends are really direct, but they're charismatic with it, right? Right. So let's say, for instance, I got a homeboy. He's saying, "Hey man, every time I see you, you putting on weight. Man, the missus must be a good cook." So I'm like, "Did you come in?" "Oh yeah, she do cook good though, bro. She do. She can cook now." Right. So there's some people that you know are direct, but they're charismatic with it, and then there are others that are not so. But anyway, I say that because in today's times, with everybody being so sensitive, and I'm not knocking people that are sensitive. Just hear me out on this. I'm not knocking people for being sensitive because in the grand scheme of things, I'm on the side of you should be sensitive, right? Because mental and emotional health is a real thing, and you should guard it and protect it, and help guard and protect it for others, especially those that can't do it on their own. But what it is I speak so direct that sometimes I put people off or I offend, I especially younger people. Like I offend younger people easily because they're not used to people being direct with them, right? Like for instance, I'll say, "Man, you went to the club and bought $80 worth of drinks, a new outfit, and ate at Waffle House. So you spent about $240 out your check, right? $240 is a bill, bruh. See, a week later, you begging for money and you spent $240 in one day for some mess that you can't get back? Are you crazy?" And so I say it to them like that. And they're like, "Oh man, I'm a grown up. You ain't gonna tell me what to do with my money." Hey bro, I'm just telling you, that was stupid. You spent $240 in one day. You bought $80 worth of drinks at the club. You bought your outfit and took somebody to Waffle House, right? All in one night. And your check ain't up was like $625, $630. You ain't making no money. And you spent a third of it. Basically, you spent a third, maybe a fourth of it. I would say maybe a fourth. Whatever. Math is not my thing. Rhetoric is my thing. So anyway, you spend all that money out your check, and then now you broke, and now you mad because your mom, who you staying with, ask you for some money. Like, "Hey man, the light bill $200. Can you put $50 on it?" And you mad, like, "Why she asking me for $50 for the light bill?" Bro, you spent $80 in the club on drinks. I'm just saying. Non-dinosaurs. If you're not a dinosaur, you probably been like, "Yeah, $50 is a lot of money." But if you're a dinosaur, you like, man, that was stupid. Why did you blow that much money knowing that money got to last you 2 weeks? You know, and I say that, and people are like, "Well, dinosaurs ain't the only ones that's smart." What I'm saying is in this scenario, what I'm talking about is like the 50-year-old dinosaur is steeped in certain morals and so we think differently because we come from a different era. Like we treasure money because we never had it. You know what I'm saying? Like, if my check was $630, you can best believe I'm not spending no $240 on nothing that's not bill related. I mean, and I know $630 every 2 weeks ain't nothing to y'all. And you like every 2 weeks? I thought it was every week. No, man, every 2 weeks for this cat who will remain nameless. That said, all I do is try to make people feel bad. But so he like, so anyways, so yeah, what I'm saying is we come from a different time, and we do things a certain way, and in today's society, we, walk around and make noise and growl and roar and all that stuff. And a lot of people today are super sensitive. They are. Back in the day, we used to call them touchy. Why such and such so touchy? Because we had a really thick skin. Really thick. Oh my God. Oh my gosh, man. Our skin was so thick back in the days that we were basically desensitized. I think it's a good thing that people are so sensitive now. Not that sensitivity should deter people from being themselves. What I'm saying is that you never know what somebody is going through, and you should approach them with dignity and respect, right? And respect the fact that everybody is different. Now I say that, and knowing I'm a dinosaur, so I'm a work in progress. So I try to be the dinosaur that I am, because I had to be true to myself. But at the same time, if the circumstance permits, then I try to be less aggressive. Shake the room less when I enter. Put my own self-interest ahead of everybody else. So I try to stop doing that as much, and but I am who I am. I do believe that I'm the 50-year-old dinosaur, and the more that I talk to you guys about this topic, the more I feel like I should probably embrace that. What do you guys think? If you like what you heard, if you like conversations like this, or the ones that are forthcoming, say romantic relationships, getting your diet right, how to move up on your job, how to break off bad relationships, how to break bad news to somebody you love. So if you like topics like that, subscribe to the channel. Like those videos. Give me other show topics too that you might be interested in, and we'll definitely get those on again. I'm looking to have guests on the channel. They're excuse me, they're lining up right now to come on and chop it up with us. The only thing is scheduling, of course, is when people have lives and jobs and responsibilities and all that corny stuff. That you have to kind of schedule around that. But anyways, it was fun talking to you. I didn't expect the video to go this long. Sometimes I do get a little chatty about things that are important. Hopefully, when the guests get on, I'll be able to split this time. You'll hear different voices and different opinions and such. Again, this is Uncle Freezy chopping it up with you, and I'll holler at y'all later.